So as parents teaching our kids and raising them in this world today, we had to identify the lies that we thought were coming out of this postmodern world that were lying to our kids. One of these lies we believed that we heard was to love all the things of this world. But what we did was we separated the spiritual from the material here. We recognized that the Creator is the owner of all the gold and all the silver. We could love the creation, but we must first love the Creator. He created because He loves us. In John 2:15 it says, "Do not love the world or anything in the world." Another lie was that there is no judgment. We are taught not to judge, and that's really not our responsibility. But we need to remember as believers that there is a day when we will give an account. In Matthew 12:36 says, "Everyone will have to give an account." Another lie is that there are no absolutes, that everything is really subjective. Well, that's a lie. There are absolute truths found only in God's Word. These are the truths that we must teach our children. That's part of the process that we're going through right now in C2Family. In John 14:6 it says that I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Well, that's an absolute truth. We either believe that as absolute truth or we don't. Another lie that we heard was that there are no consequences. We live in a society of narcissists who only think about their own pleasures. What may be fun for a moment leads to spiritual death. Romans 6:23 says, "For the wages of sin is death." It's a spiritual death where there is no life. Another lie is that I'm not responsible for anybody but myself. If we're going to follow Christ's teaching, we must not only recognize that we have a responsibility to share the truth, but it's also not optional. Matthew 28:19 says, "Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations." We believe we start that in our homes and in our streets, in our cul-de-sacs. And then we take that out into our towns, into our cities, and then into the nations. Another lie that we hear is that if it feels good, it can't be bad. And again, the wages of sin is death. 1 Peter 2:11 says, "Abstain from sinful desires which wage war against your soul." Another lie, and we hear it a lot, and we think it's a big one, is that we must be tolerant of everyone and everything. The world tells us that as believers, that we should be more accepting, more tolerant, and less judgmental. In fact, that is true. But out of love, we can do anything. So for example, what we teach our children is that if we see somebody getting ready to walk off a cliff, what we want to do is go put our arms around them and pull them back off the cliff because we love them. So if the wages of sin is death, out of love, we want to go put our arms around people and love them. Ephesians 4:2 says that biblical tolerance is with humility and gentleness, with patience, showing tolerance for one another in love. Okay, families, it's important that we identify the lies of the world and we understand what truth is. And we know that as parents for ourselves in order to teach those to our children.